Good morning, everybody! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night! I am King Piggly, your host here on Gaming Imperfectly. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, with God of War. Now, I started playing this game when it first came out, and you know what? I made it to, like, the witch's house, and I never played it again. Not because it's not a beautiful game, not because it's a great game, but because I wanted to play it here on the channel, and I wasn't ready to do that yet, but I'm ready to do it now. And now that we're back, guys, I took 7 days off. I feel fantastic. Let me tell you guys, I feel R1 to swing. Yeah. I like my axes behind me, guys. Love axes. I wish I had that axe right there. We're going to continue reviewing movies. So what are we going to review today, guys? What are we going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and do a movie that I've been wanting to do the stuff that I want to do for a while, and review what I want to review and just talk about. And the first thing I want to review and talk about is one of my all-time favorite movies ever, Conan the Barbarian. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1982. And man, what a movie it is, guys. If you haven't seen Conan the Barbarian, the original Conan, 1982, oh, Kratos, he's falling apart. Pull yourself together, man. You're missing out. You're missing out on one of the great movies of all time, guys. So let's just jump into the review as we watch this most beautiful and stunning game that is God of War. Conan stars, of course, the ever-vivacious Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this is back in his I am huge as fuck days. I mean, good God. Arnold's muscles have muscles in this movie. It's also really one of his first films. I mean, he had done, I think, like Hercules in New York and some stuff like that. The Villain, I think he had done another movie, you know, but he had not really done too many films at this point in time. And his English wasn't all that great, which is perfect. For Conan, it's perfect. A buddy of mine and I were talking about this movie, Conan the Barbarian, the other day. And, you know, one thing about Conan, it was written, the story of Conan was written by a guy named Robert Howard. And Robert Howard had very clear understanding of how he believed and what he believed about Conan. And Conan did three things really well. He fights, he eats and sleeps, and he fucks. That's what he does. That's pretty much what Conan is. He's not much unconversational. And it really worked out well for Arnold not speaking English because he didn't have to in that movie. To play Conan right, you really don't have to speak a lot of English. In fact, you don't have to speak a lot of anything. So the way the movie starts out, if we just jump into it, the way the movie starts out, you see a village, you see a boy being taught by his father about his religion, which is following Crom and the riddle of steel, and you find out that, of course, it is Conan. Follow the river downstream. Will do. Look at this game, man. This game is so beautiful, guys. Holy smokes. And I have been really wanting to play this on the channel.
Is something changing? The forest feels different.
But I haven't. I've said. But Conan's dad's teaching him about Crom, and he's teaching him about steel.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, he even says to him, you know, you can't trust men and women and animals, but you can trust this. And he points to his sword. You know, you can always trust this. Dock that boat, Kratos. Cray. All right. So, Conan, village is attacked, and his father is killed, and his mother, Kratos, just pulled this big-ass tree up with one hand. Speaking of muscles, you know, his whole family is killed right in front of him. And James Earl Jones, you know, shows himself, which is another reason why this movie is great. You know, the reason Conan is great is, one, it's directed by John Milius, who is an amazing director. But it was also, screenplay was co-written by Oliver Stone. You know, Academy Award winner, you know, Platoon, Oliver Stone, JFK. I mean, this guy helped write the screenplay for Conan the Barbarian before he was famous. And it shows, you know. The cinematography, everything about this movie is either beautiful or well shot. I mean, it's just everything about it is amazing to my point of view, guys. Now, granted, you know, I'm not always right about everything, and I have very particular taste in movies, so you might not like Conan the Barbarian. But for me, it's absolutely amazing, and this is the reason why it's amazing. You know, all these like a perfect storm. You had A great cast, as far as I'm concerned. You had beautiful script, well scripted for what it was. But again, this is 1982, guys, so it's a whole different world when cinema was being made. So, get back to the movie. So after his family is killed by James Earl Jones, who rode into his town, which you have no idea why his village was destroyed or anything, but it most certainly was. And you have the narrator, who is Mako, who is this Asian guy back in the day, his actor named Mako. Mako, he plays the wizard in Conan the Barbarian, but he also plays the narrator. He's chronicling his tale, and he has a great voice for it, he even says, he has no understanding of why they came and destroyed Conan's village, but they took Conan as a child prisoner, as a slave, and took him up, and he basically went to this thing called the Wheel of Pain, where he just walks around in circles. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. Why do you keep people walking in circles? Why was Conan never bought? Why he spent so much time there, we don't know. But he spent about 15 years pushing this Wheel of Pain around, and it builds him up. So then you get the bulky Conan that you see before you in the movie Conan. Oh, Kratos. He lost his woman, but he's got a child. Interesting, if you ask me. So that would make since Kratos is basically a god, that would make his son a demigod, if I'm not mistaken. So this movie, it seems like a movie. It is beautiful. This is such an amazing game. So, Conan gets bought as an adult. He pushed this wheel, around and around till he got huge, never mind how he got protein and how he grew so big, but he became the Arnold that we all know and love in the 80s. Badass. And he gets bought by this redheaded dude. He gets taken. He becomes a gladiator. And after years of being a gladiator and fighting, finally the guy sets him free. And then the movie really begins. So he runs off, and he ends up finding a witch, and he finds his sword. More importantly, he finds a tomb in the ground to where he finds his sword, the iconic Conan sword that we see Arnold use, And the funny thing is that Arnold, being Arnold, wouldn't let them give him a fake sword. Like, he had to have this real, 5-pound freaking barbarian sword to whiff around, because, using a fake sword just wouldn't have done Arnold justice. So, he ends up meeting this guy at this witch's house, who I guess he was prisoner of the witch. She had him chained up outside, and his name's Sumatai, and he becomes, Conan's bestest buddy kind of thing. And they go palling around together, looking for snakes and all this stuff. Didn't we ever teach you not to play with fire, kid? He should heal right up. He's Kratos' son. He should just be like, presto changeo. I'm perfectly fine, Dad. You might as well start your bandaging now, son. You're going to need lots of these. By the time, so that's how Kratos started. Kratos started with a bandage on his hand, and it eventually just wraps him up. The older he gets, the more bandages he has. Eventually, by the time he's ancient, he'll be like a mummy. You'll just see Kratos' one eye. Anyway, so Conan makes a good friend out of Sumatai, and they're venturing around looking for the snakes, or the people responsible. James Earl Jones, who's the leader of this cult, and they got these symbols of these snake heads, these snakes over a sun. So they're looking for them, and eventually they find them. But you also meet Valeria, who is Conan's one true love. He loves Valeria, blonde chick. She's hot. They break in, they kill snakes together. They have a great relationship. They don't do a lot of talking, that's for sure. But Conan is happy with her. But unfortunately for Conan, Conan gets the bright idea because he is him and Sumatai and Valeria are all captured by this king named King Osric, and he's played by Max von Sydow, who is a great actor. Hunt with Atreus. All right, Atreus, we'll do it. Let's go. Look at this, guys. We got control of him now.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you.
Right, and whether you're well enough to go, boy. Look at this place. Look at this game, guys. Wow, it's beautiful. So,
tracks.
What did you find, boy?
I'll keep looking.
Boy. No, we don't want to look at that, man. It says look around. We are looking. We are looking all kinds of around. So, Conan gets this bright idea to where he can, explore the world to find valuable resources. Don't mind if I do.
Boy, you missed these.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, close.
That's what I call my
Also
son.
not
Boy.
See? Tips are too wide. Mountains up?
Your mother taught you well.
Good job.
Yeah.
That was like a pat on the back. That was almost like an attaboy. You shouldn't leave your trails in the mud, though, dude. It's tracks for everybody to follow. Atreus. As soon as you give him a compliment, look, boy, you did good. Now you did terrible. Smack him around some. It's not how we raise children. So Conan gets told by King Osric that False of Doom, who is played by James Earl Jones, has taken his daughter. And he wants him to go steal her back. So he does. That's what but he goes by himself to do this, and he gets caught. And when that happens, you know, when he gets captured, False of Doom crucifies him. Hey, easy, Kratos. You know it has a lid, hombre. Jeez Louise. But yeah, so he captures and he crucifies Conan on the Tree of Woe, as James Earl Jones says. And he was pretty much going to die, but he gets rescued by Subutai, and him and Valeria and the Subutai and Valeria have to, the wizard have to use magic to keep the, I'll jump this, like this, boy.
This way, boy.
See? Look at that. Oh, he's a lithe little fellow. Holy smack. He did that better than Kratos, I think. So, the gods try to take Conan, but Valeria and, the Mako's... Whoa. Oh, that's so cool.
You're hunting deer, not chasing it.
Right. We're hunting deer, not chasing it. So, they use magic basically, and they keep Conan alive. Or they save his soul. He might have died. They brought him back to life. We're not really sure. It's kind of vague. It's left up to interpretation. But either way, Conan is alive, and he's out for vengeance. I mean, he is looking for justice. And how do we get to that? Can we get to that?
We broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Boy.
Wow.
Go.
Wow.
Oh.
Recall axe. You know, that is so satisfying, guys. I just want to let you know, on a personal note, throwing an axe and having it come back into your hand is one of the most satisfying things in this game. And you know what? There is a great book where there's a character named Wolfgar who has a hammer that he can throw and bring it back into his hand, which is super freaking cool. Boy, what'd I say?
What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
You should be, boy. So Conan, once he's rescued, he's out for vengeance. And so they go to where False of Doom is chilling with his buddies, with Valeria and Subutai. But Valeria ends up getting poisoned by a snake, you know, and you get to see that James Earl Jones's character actually turns into a snake. And it hints that he's a part of an ancient race at some point in time. You know, as the movie progresses, you know, you come to understand it's a whole different time. You know, even Mako talks about, whoa there, friend.
No, you are not ready. Stay back.
Okay. Yeah, you're not ready, boy. I am ready, though. Look at Kratos go. Woo! Anybody else want any? You think, oh my god. Anybody else got anything to say? L1 to block. Will do. Yeah! Look at that go, guys! Oh, yeah, we can't be stopped. We won't be stopped. Stay behind me? Well, good for them.
Frogger.
Nice, guys. You see that? Man, we let those guys freaking have it. So, Beast Journal update. Let's check out our Beast Journal. Raga. Whatever. Warriors of the Dead. They're dead now. They're super dead. So, once Valeria dies, Conan's pretty pissed off. And you basically have the and culminating battle of Conan. You know, the climactic ending. And False Doom comes with his buddies, and they try to kill Conan, and Conan prays to Crom, and, you know, it's like, give me vengeance, if not, the hell with you, that kind of thing. Oh, look. Look up there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses. You know, they try to kill Conan, and, you know, another fun fact about this movie is that there's a guy in it that has a giant hammer.
Should we be in here?
I don't know, did we? 1. 2. 3. Yeah, look at us. You know, I really love the Viking, you know, Scandinavian aspect of this game. What's this? A dune apple. A dune apple. Sounds like it's something wrong with it. We need 3 of those, and dune apples are a choice food of the gods. Well, of course they are. Unlock, collect. Every 3 you collect will increase your basketball health. Ooh. Note to self. We like the dune apples. Get anything for breaking jars? Hey, we do get stuff for breaking jars. I didn't know that. Well, it's good to know. So, anyway, Conan, like I said, he's out. Oh, fun fact. So there's a guy that has a giant hammer. You can't miss him in the movie. The guy that has the giant hammer is almost in every Arnold Schwarzenegger film that he's ever made. He's in Running Man. He's in, oh man, Red Heat. I mean, he's in everything, you know. Funny thing is, he also plays the dude in Gladiator, the guy who comes up like, "We who are about to die salute you." You know, he's the guy that has the giant hammer in Conan. He's always had these bit parts in Hollywood, but he has been in so many movies as like the thug type extra or the the big guy, the strong guy in the background. It's not even funny. But anyway, so Conan and his buddy Sumatai and the wizard, who are the only ones left, have this big battle with like the villains that killed Conan's parents at the beginning, and they kill them all. I mean, they just brutalize these dudes, you know. And they save the princess, King Osric's daughter, and they go on and they beat everybody. And False Doom rides off in defeat, but Conan's not going to let it go. So he goes to where False Doom is, and he starts talking to him. But False Doom, James Earl Jones' character, tries to use his pimp talking smooth voice that he has, like Darth Vader, like, "You are my son, Luke." And Conan's not having any of it. He was like, balls to that. And like chops him straight in the neck, kills him, chops his head off. And there you go. That's pretty much the end of Conan. I mean, it fades to black and rolls to credits after that. It goes on, you know, Mako narrates a little bit more. It was like, "And those were the days of my master," where he became a hero, you know, and also a king. But that is a different story. Which is a different story, because they never made Conan the King. And it stinks, because they should have made Conan the King, and they didn't ever make it. So it's kind of crappy. Oh, easy. It's kind of crappy that us Conan fans never got Conan the King. You know, they did make another Conan movie, the Conan the Destroyer, but For me, it is an absolutely god-awful and terrible, terrible movie that should have never been made. And I won't go into the review of that. I'm just saying, it's not a good film, and they dropped the ball with it. And so we ended up with one good Conan movie at least, though. We can be thankful for that, and that is Conan the Barbarian. If you haven't seen Conan the Barbarian, guys, I highly recommend that you go see it. But we're going to stop it here. This is where we're going to stop. We're going to go ahead and give it a pause here. We're going to save the game, and then we'll get back to Kratos and another movie review next video. But I tell you what, guys, if you have let's read a comment, because that's what King Piggly likes to do. I love reading comments, so I'm going to read some comments from you guys. The first comment comes from X-Pro Game. X-Pro Game says, good games, watching, obsessing, and terrifying. He's talking about Until Dawn, which was my last video. And thank you so much, X-Pro Game. I appreciate you watching. I'm glad you're enjoying the video. And the next comment comes from J.I. the Gamer. J.I. the Gamer says, nice video, big thumbs up from me. Well, thank you, J.I. the Gamer. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. And that goes for the rest of you. Hey, if you got something to say, please leave it in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. If there's a movie, a series, something you want me to review, go over, get King Piggly's point of view on, leave that in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. But as for, for right now, guys, what I'm going to do is just kind of review movies that are really near and dear to me, talk about them, just give you my point of view on them, that kind of thing. Play some great video games. Let's just keep this ball going. If you haven't done it yet, smash in that like button for me, guys. Let's get this video up to 20 likes. We can do it. We can do it together. We can do anything. If you haven't yet, you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Smash into that jolly candy-like red button. And while you're at it, guys, if you already are subscribing, or even if you're new to the channel and you're just now subscribing, go ahead and click that bell. Let's get those notifications. Go one little step further. You're doing all that clicking as it is. Let's go ahead. We've clicked the like button. We've clicked the subscribe button. Now let's click those bells. Get the notifications. Hear the ring-a-ding-ding-a-linging. I'm a madman. I feel great, guys. After a week off, I feel absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys for waiting for me for a week, and I'm glad to be back. So that's it for King Piggly today, guys. I'm out of here. I got other things to do, and I know you do as well. But I will see you guys in the next video.